Thanks for your company. We start from the northern region where some youth of Dakbong are protesting the inclusion of the Triponi district in the yet-to-be-created northeast region. Now, they say that they do not want that district as part of the yet-to-be-created region. Ishmael Khalid is one of the conveners of the Dakbong youth.
It's not hidden from anyone. It has to do with the regional demarcation. Dakbong has stated their position very clear. The Kampa Koyena brought together all traditional rulers, including the Chokosi chief, and to state his position that he is not against regional demarcation, but he is not going to accept anybody to cut even an acre of his land and add to another region. And for that matter, Triponi belongs to Dakbong. And he has written a lot of letters, and he has been resisted by government. So for that matter, we the young people in Dakbong, that is Dakbong movement and Dakbong forum, we have come together to have this procession. Initially we wrote to government and the police said no, Thursday was not appropriate for the demonstration, and that President, His Excellency Nana Akufo-Addo, was coming to Tamale on Saturday, and they needed more time to prepare for the #1 gentleman in this town, in this country. However, we agreed with them, but they gave us a condition. If there need be, they can arrange for us to have a meeting with His Excellency the President on Saturday, of which we obliged. However, a letter was written by the Regional Coordinating Council and given to the leadership of the Dakbong Forum. And what happened was that we, the young people, took this letter and
let's go on to the line now and speak with correspondent Hashmin Mohammed. Now, Hashmin, we've heard from one of the conveners of this youth group protesting today. But what exactly are they demanding of government? Hello, Hashmin?
Hello?
Hi, Hashmin.
Yeah, hello, Benny.
Can you hear me now, please?
Yes, I can hear you now.
Great. I was asking that what exactly are the demonstrators demanding now? They've told us that they are not excited about the inclusion of Triponi district in the yet-to-be-created northeast region. What do they want now, and who are they petitioning?
Well, they have petitioned the president through the Northern Regional Minister. And this morning, the protesters marched through some of the principal streets of Tamale for about a 2.5-hour walk, and finally converged at the Northern Regional Coordinating Council to present their petition. Their petition is in support of the Dakbong Traditional Council not to cede any part of their land, and in particular, Triponi to the northeast region and any other region that the Commission wants to carve out of northern region. Now, the youth are saying that on 3 occasions, the Dakbong Traditional Council have written to the presidency, trying to engage the presidency and then the committee for the creation of the new regions. And in all these instances, they have turned down that engagement. And they think the government, and for that matter, the committee for the creation of new regions, has a grand agenda against the people of Dakbong. They are saying that in other areas, like the Gonja Land Traditional Council and then the Mamprugu Traditional Council, who were all parts of northern region, they have all protected their lands. And the regions, the Savannah region and then the northeast region that the committee wants to create, are all going to be carved out of northern region, and they are all protecting their land. They don't understand why, when it comes to Dakbong, they want Dakbong to cede their lands for the creation of the 2 regions.
All right.
However, they have stated that they are not against the creation of the new regions.
Okay.
They are saying that the new regions will help the development process of the region. That's
fine, Hashmin, but was the Northern Regional Minister available to receive their petition?
Well, the Northern Regional Minister, Salif Said, received the petition, and he thanked them for the peaceful and orderly manner in which they carry out the protest. And he has assured them that their grievances will be forwarded to the presidency, and very soon they will be hearing from the presidency.
Thank you very much, Hashmin Mohammed, our correspondent in the Northern region, bringing us some details on that protest earlier today. Now, barring any hitches, the president's ministerial nominees will in the near future be vetted not by the Appointments Committee of Parliament, but by specific committees of the House. Speaker of Parliament, Professor Michael Quay, who revealed this, said this will be implemented after MPs finish revising the standing orders of the House. He says the House is also considering proposals to restrict each MP to only one committee, as is done in other jurisdictions. Professor Michael Quay was addressing some selected journalists in Accra.
Our parliament is a very young one, 25 years. We are even revising our standing orders as I speak. Because, for example, if you go to Britain, one member, one committee. Here we have people on 3, 4 committees. Then you become a jack of all trades. We are all agreed, both sides of the house, the leadership at least, that this is not good enough. It doesn't help us in doing a job well. In the revision of the standing orders, we are proposing that a member should become a member of only one committee and be specialized. So that when we talk about the Education Committee of Parliament, the chairman of that committee will also have the position of a chief whip in this house. And that is a very high office to occupy, with your own letterhead, with your own department, and doing the kind of work that people do in the U.S. Senate. When it comes to vetting, for example, it is my proposal, and my leaders are agreed generally, and it's at the board level as well, and there's an agreement on this, that, look, our constitution talks only about the prior approval of Parliament regarding to a minister. It doesn't tell you that there must be something like Appointments Committee. The Appointments Committee is a general committee. If you look at the US, where we learned the whole thing from, we have departed. If you are coming to be a foreign minister, the Foreign Affairs Committee will vet you. Specialized people, knowledgeable people who have made foreign affairs their career in this house. Sometimes you find that he has been on the Foreign Affairs Committee in Senate for 30 years. Why can't a man like that vet you? We want to build some of these things. So when we come to vet a minister, a proposed minister for agriculture, I tell you, the clerk of the Agriculture Committee will provide enough data for the examination to the members, because you have a group of people who themselves are technocrats and experts so far as vetting a minister of agriculture, a proposed minister for agriculture is concerned. So these are things which members also need to perform efficiently.
Well, the Speaker of Parliament has also given the strongest assurance the Right to Information Bill will be passed before the end of the year. Though the bill consistently features on the order of business of Parliament, disagreements over clauses and inadequate numbers in Parliament have rendered progress on it futile. The Speaker says the bill will become law before Parliament rises for the Christmas break.
The Right for Information Act, for example, bill, for example, will soon be passed into an act from this place, and I believe that it will be a matter of just a couple of weeks.
Will we see it by the end of the session?
By the end of this year? No. Oh, I mean the right to information? Oh, definitely. I can assure you that we shall have a right to information act by.
Mr. Speaker, talking about definitely, in the last week we've had 2 instances where Parliament lacked quorum. So, I mean, how do we know that Parliament is serious, and how can we justify that when members have not been present for the consideration of the bill?
No, I can assure you it will be done.
But there's budget coming, and there'll be a lot of deliberations.
The budget will come, we'll deal with the budget, and at the same time, RTI will be a thing of the past.
So we should take your words that it's going to be passed by the end of this year?
By the end of this year. RTI should be a thing of the past. When we come in January, I think rather we must be concentrating on women.
stay within Parliament. The minority says the Ghanaian economy is in recession and is demanding action from government to stem the tide. Addressing a pre-budget meeting, minority spokesperson on finance, Kaisel Atoforsen, said agriculture, construction and major sectors of the economy are seeing reduced growth. Now, my colleague Joseph Opoku-Gapo joins us with more. Hello, Joseph. What other issues is the minority raising with regards to the economy ahead of the budget statement on Thursday? Well, we are yet to establish my colleague Joseph Opoku-Gapo on the line. It's quite a technical challenge there. But let's take you live to Parliament. Kaisel Atoforsen is still speaking at that pre-budget discussion.
The regional administrations. I think Mr. Eboa also raised a point on as to whether the $1 million per one constituency, who manages it. My brother, the money has not even come. I'm a member of Parliament, and the majority of us here, we are members of Parliament. We've not witnessed our assemblies making use of any $1 million US. In fact, 2 years in a row, I expect this assembly to have a minimum of 10 million Ghana cedis, or approximately 10 million Ghana cedis. Yet, they haven't gotten anything. To the extent that if you go to my assembly, they could not even purchase a shovel. In fact, the District Assembly Common Fund is not even going. They have used the Carping Act, the Carping and Realignment Act, to siphon money that is going to go to the district assemblies. So they are even struggling, and that's why you go to assembly struggling. So the so-called $1 million per constituency, I hope and pray that this year, 2018, it will not expire again. And maybe 2019, it hasn't come, but maybe it has already expired.
Thank you very much. Just to add a few things to what Honorable Atoforsen said, for clarity's sake, 2018 budget.
Now, a government is also being warned of an imminent meltdown of the banking sector unless it takes immediate steps to pay debt owed contractors.
Starting with the banking industry, over 7,000 jobs have been lost. DXC has laid off over 600 workers. TV3, Vodafone have all laid off workers. And even Akusumbo Textiles have laid off people. And in knowing the kind of extended family system that we have in Ghana, when one person loses a job, it affects at least 4 other people. So when we do the math, we find the kind of devastating impact that these job losses have had, not only on working families, but also on communities.
Now, my colleague Joseph Opoku-Gapo is in Parliament and he joins us live. Hello, Joseph.
Hello, Benny.
We've heard the minority speak on the banking sector. We've heard them speak on other sectors that affect our general economy. Tell us what they've been saying with regards to agriculture.
So they brought in a farmer to come provide perspective on how the agricultural sector has performed over the last years. That's the president of the Concerned Farmers Association, Nana Obwadie Boating Buntu. He says the fall armyworm situation that destroyed farms last year was not dealt with properly, and that is something that they say has negatively impacted farmers. He's raising concerns about what he says has been destruction of cocoa trees by some special interest groups, he claims, in the eastern region, and resulted in a situation where some of the farmers have nowhere to live. He actually brought about 10 of such farmers to this particular conference being organized by the minority. And again, he says government has supplied to farmers fertilizers that are on the verge of expiring. And he says this is very dangerous for the agricultural sector. And this is the fertilizer that is being distributed under the various government policies and also to cocoa farmers.
The people of Etenta, Nkranza, Brahoho, and then Mentukwa, Primoso, and the rest are suffering. Government is saying that you want to go into cashew production. you need to do more research on cashew before you give cashew seedlings to people. There's a disease now, as I'm speaking, on cashew, which is destroying the people of the Nkranza and then the other area. Cashew, no, adebi moabiba e wasra omowe imfinfinfin no emane say. Akati esi cashew ni so. What I say? Oh, take cashew border, and then we invited those on the ground. Political farmers have taken over with the farmers our job. So today, as I'm sitting here, when we move from here with my farmers, we are now going to mobilize ourselves well to demonstrate against the whole world to know that this government, anything concerning agric, we the farmers, our hands are not in it. So if it's loan and it's grant that is given to Ghana, we the farmers, we don't know anything about the grant and the loans that is being, they are saying that they want to take because it doesn't get close to we. We the farmers don't get it. Anamosaka iska. Planting for food and jobs, you see, so the political farmers are taking over. When you say this, they will say that you are doing politics. I remember when Honorable Fifi Kwete was the agric minister. Concerned farmers, we speak our mind. I've given it to him before, and I'm honorable. Yeah. So we the concerned farmers, we are independent body. When you do it and you are doing it well, we will talk about it. When it's not good, we will talk against it. So what we are saying is, the government don't have any focus to move this country better. If there was a way that Parliament can do for this government to go immediately, like I think will be the best way to do.
All right, Joseph, quite a vocal president of the Concerned Farmers Association we heard there. But tell us briefly what the minority hopes to achieve with this. The budget reading is just a few days to come.
So they're asking government to come out with better policy because they say from what they've seen, the president is promising hope, but they see hell as far as the 2019 budget is concerned. They see more unprecedented hardship, Kisela Sofosin is predicting, and he's saying there will be more situations of unemployment in the country per what the finance minister will be presenting on Thursday, and they want government to really look at those and the policies open. Thank you very much, Joseph Opokugapo there from Parliament. You're watching Joy News today with me, Benis Abubeidu Lansa. Do stay with us. I've got a celebrated footballer, Adrabayo, here with me in the studio. You don't want to miss my interaction with her. Please stay. Thanks for staying here on Joy News today with me, Benis Abubeidu Lansa. Now, girls involved in sporting activities are generally perceived to be academically weak, lacking the brain to do things that are intellectually demanding. In our build to the 2018 Africa Women Cup of Nations this week right here in Ghana, Joy Sports' Gary L. Smith speaks to a girls' football coach and some young girls about this perception. Their responses are quite intriguing. There's more in the following excerpt of the All to Play For Hotline documentary brought to you by UNICEF.
I do my programs in Nima and Mamobi, very deprived areas, Muslim dominated, where girls hardly play sports. And since I started, I've seen that some families who wouldn't allow their girls to join any football club have now released their girls to join my club and are playing, and so are getting all the benefits that a girl should get in football, like health-wise, exposure, and I mean all the advantages you can think of.
The coach speaks of the Zongo communities he operates from, and like he says, Mamobi and Nima are deprived areas where generally attention to teenage girls is not the best. In addition to teaching these young ones the tactical aspects of the game of football, Ambrose also acts as a peer educator and advisor. For these young girls, growing up in a Zongo community where the worth of girls is calculated in terms of domestic chores and how many children they can have, taking part in physical activity can be the last thing on their minds. Bilkis grew up in Nima and still lives there.
In my community, for instance, if a young girl plays soccer, they tell her, you cry, the ball that you are playing, what do you get from it? Like, we the guys who even play, we don't even get something better out of it. So just stop and focus and get a man to marry and move on with your life and stop playing soccer. That's what they really say.
Clearly, the environment is stifling. And with myths about why girls should be discouraged from doing sports abounding, there has never been a greater need for education as there is now. Coach Ambrose again.
There is this perception out there that girls who play football find difficulties when they want to give birth, and it is totally the opposite. It rather makes giving birth easy, scientifically. And apart from that, recently we have seen our girls going out there to the gym to train because they want to keep themselves in shape and all that. Our girls don't need to pay to do this. They're already on their foot, they're already training. So, I mean, this is a benefit for sport that people didn't know and now are knowing. So in terms of building their body, it is the number one.
All to play for is a must-watch, trust me. Do make a date with us this evening. My studio with me is celebrated former captain of the Black Queens, Adwoa Bayo, and an aspiring footballer, Princess Ando. Great to have you here. Thank you so much for coming. Now, if you watched all the excerpts from that Hotline documentary we've been showing, you know that Princess's dream was to meet Adwoa Bayo. You finally get to meet her. How do you feel about it?
I feel good and happy.
Oh, wow. You really? So you hope to get some tips from her? Have you already asked her a few?
No.
Not yet. Okay, we'll finish with the TV interview, then continue. Now, Adwoa, you are a professional footballer and you've played for, you know, all women's team, that's the Black Queens, and you've gone all over the world. How was it for you when you were growing up as a young girl who wanted to do sports?
When I started, it was a lot of problems. So, but you don't have to listen to people. You have to listen to your heart and do whatever you want to do. So I want to play. Every day I want to play. So, and then some of my friends advised me. That's why I play football. I reach where I am now.
Okay. What was it like from the side of your family? Did you get that support? Did you get anybody who was always saying, do it, do it?
Oh, at that time, I didn't get support. I have only support from my elder brother, and he is the one who motivated me. But the rest of them, they didn't want me to play football. They want me to go to school, but you have to study. But after studying, you have to go to the field and play.
I like the bit you bring in about studying, because we just had to deal with that issue, because sometimes people think that, oh, when you are a footballer or when you're a girl engaged in sports and activities, you are not smart, you know. Yeah, I like the way she's nodding her head. You get people saying that to you. Yes. But why do you think that's so?
I think football is for those who are not, I don't know how to say
intelligent.
But we have some people who are more intelligent. So now football, if you don't go to school, you can't play. Without football, you can't play football outside.
Did you hear that? Okay, because I mean, growing up, everybody would think that, okay, I mean, just follow your passion and then that's it. But Adwoa is telling you that you have to go to school. But you tell me, you've been on TV for quite some time. What have your friends been telling you?
Oh, they've been telling me that I should continue playing football. It's good. And also I should learn too.
So, Adwoa, you've retired for some time. You're actually African Women's Footballer of the Year in 2003. That's an achievement a lot of Ghanaian female footballers will want to attain. But if you look at the time you started playing football and now, have things really changed, especially for women?
It has changed small, not. We still want to go forward, but sometimes the men are higher than the women.
Why do you think that is so?
Anytime when they ask them, they'll say the men have sponsorship, but the women don't have some. But they have to support the women also.
Now let's talk about money, you know, because everybody likes to get a bit of money sometimes, and as you grow and look for what to do in future, you're thinking of, can this sustain me if I have a family? Princess wants to be a professional footballer. You're her star, you're her idol. Would you say that it will fetch her some good money if she decides to play football?
Yeah, it will. Because where I am now is because of football. I travel even without paying anything. Football have taken me all over the world. So she too, she can reach even more than me. So she have to train hard and learn hard. And everything will be okay for her.
I like the way you say train hard and learn hard with a smile. But before I come to Princess here, let me ask you, as you look at our women's football, Ghana is hosting the Africa Women's Cup of Nations. It's a very, exciting moment for all football lovers, especially knowing where our football is at the moment. Is there anything you'd like to see changed, especially with regards to women football and the administration of that?
They have to change their attitudes towards the women. Like when the men allowances, they have to give the same money to the women. They don't have to be like they are women. So everything is men. You have to balance everything.
All right, and we'll be talking more with Adwoa Bayo, celebrated woman footballer here in Ghana, and Princess, who wants to be like her. But let me just bring you an excerpt of that Hotline documentary, All to Play For.
Reactions to girls playing football from peers and older people can be wildly different. Take Princess, for example. I asked her about reactions she typically gets from her friends because she plays football.
They encourage me. And they also, when I do something and it's not correct, they also correct me.
This morning, is that okay?
Yes.
All right. Nice one.
But has she ever encountered negative feedback because she does not behave like most other girls her age? Apparently she has. And believe it or not, it was from someone you'd think would know better.
Yes, one of my teachers said it too.
One of your teachers told you that you are wasting your time?
Yes.
What happened? Tell us how it happened.
She said that every day I don't like sitting in the class. Every day I'm outside, I'm going to play ball. So I'm not getting I don't like staying in class. So I should stop playing football because it's not good.
So when she said that, how did you feel?
I feel bad. And I feel sad.
But you didn't stop playing?
No.
Why? Why do you continue playing football even though your teacher says you are wasting your time?
Because of my coach and my mother. I want my mother to see that the school that I'm going is not just like playing, but I want to play like Adwoa Bayo and I want to play like Adwoa Bayo.
Well, let's see how it goes for her. Now, Princess, what position do you play?
My 11.
Number 11. Okay,
Yes.
I'm not. Are you a striker or a defender or?
A striker.
Oh, you are a striker. How many goals have you scored?
Oh, more than 10.
More than 10. I will ask you, Adwoa. I mean, were you a striker yourself?
Attacking midfielder.
Attacking midfielder. Okay. Before we wrap up this conversation, I'd like to ask you about women pursuing higher, careers in football, like at management level. Like you say, attention should be paid more to the women. But what do you think about women deciding to be coaches? Do you want to be a coach yourself?
I want to.
Okay.
I've started small coaching.
Oh, wow, that's nice.
That's where I met her.
Okay.
When I was coaching, I was looking at her playing.
Okay.
And I told her she's very good.
Wow.
Before they called me here.
Oh, wow. That's wonderful, isn't it? Well, hopefully we'll see you in the near future playing like Adwoa Bayo. But do go and make us proud. Thank you so much, Adwoa, for coming. I wish I could ask you tons of questions, but time will not permit that. And that was Adwoa Bayo, celebrated Ghanaian footballer, 2003 African Woman Footballer of the Year. And Princess Ando, who just wants to be like her. Do make a deal with us this evening at 6:30 p.m. It's all to play for as we focus on women's sports in Ghana ahead of the African Women's Cup of Nations that will be hosted here. Now, away from football, like most health centers in rural communities in Ghana, the Amamo Health Center, which serves over 9 communities in the Kintampo South District of the Bunahafu region, is in dire need of infrastructure development. Men, women and children have to share the inpatient ward. In the absence of the only midwife in charge of the facility, pregnant women would have to return home or risk traveling for several hours to the next facility. The poor nature of the road linking the community to its district capital is also preventing patients from seeking health care when referred. John News' Anas Sabit visited the health center and came up with the following report.
Communities under the Kintampo South District of the Bunahafu region is in dire need of accommodating space and beds as patients sleep on the floor whilst men, women and children share the same detention ward. It's about 10:30 a.m. when we arrived here. Several women were spotted queuing to be attended to. Whilst the fortunate ones sat on the few benches available, scores of others were seen lying on the floor. The facility is faced with several challenges. Physician assistant Mr. Alasan Eric has been at post for 7 years now. Mr. Eric lists a number of challenges hindering health delivery in the area.
The major challenge is a staff strengthening. We have lack of staff. And then our staff accommodation. I'm the only person seen by the clinic, the health center. The rest are seen in town. And if anybody comes as a stranger, he's sick, he comes to the health center in the night, he doesn't know where to locate the nurses. Because not all the time that happens. Sometimes you can go for workshop, you can go for meeting, and then when they come like that, it becomes a problem. Sometimes too, we have challenge of drugs. Because we are here, only one health center. Sometimes when we are lack of drugs, people come disturbed. You refer them, and then they don't want to go. And you too, if you don't have the necessary drug to handle the client or to treat them, they have to, by force, they have to go. The other challenges is accommodation, where we normally detain clients, tuberculosis patients. We have only single room that we detain both sex. Male, female, children, they all mix up because of the lack of a place for us to detain, to separate them.
During our visit, we met quite a number of women preparing to be attended to. Achia Gladys is one of them. She tells me there's only one midwife at the facility, and in her absence, there is no one to take care of them. The problem we are facing is that we have one midwife and one doctor. So when any of them is not around, we are going to suffer. So we beg on government to assist us with more staff. Osman Latifa is the only midwife at the Amoma Health Center. Latifa also explained how the lack of supporting staff is affecting health delivery in the area.
I work alone as a midwife, and as you can see behind the facility, we have a number of them attending ANC today, and I'm the only one who will see them. Sometimes I get home 11 p.m., 10 p.m., which is not helping, because if we were many, at least 2 midwives would have been better.
She's also worried with the increase in teenage pregnancies in the community.
You find teenagers of 14 years being pregnant and they are coming, and it's my duty to take it on. Because as we are talking about these teenagers, they are supposed to be in school by now. 14 years. If you are pregnant 14 years, you should be in school.
The terrible nature of the road linking the community to its district capital is also affecting healthcare delivery. Latifa explained that some clients refuse to go to higher facilities when referred.
One, even the road is bad. If she wants to even embark the journey to any of the facility, she will have to pass through this horrible road. And because of the nature of the roads. Sometimes when we even sense danger and you want to refer a client, sometimes I won't let you get into labor, then I'll refer you, but then I'll let you because of ABC. The moment you talk about referral, that will be the end. She won't tell you anything. When she goes, she will not come back again.
Aside these challenges, the labor ward leaks whenever it rains, and intruders and cattle disturb staff and patients during the day due to the absence of a fence wall. Reporting for Joy News, Anas Sabit.
You're watching Joy News today. We'll take a quick breather now. Sandra Esinamapenu is standing by with the latest from the world of business.